What's going on, everybody? Jay again, Jason Fitness over here. So, a couple of videos ago, we were talking about how one of the most important parts for building a big chest, in reality, had nothing to do with your chest whatsoever. It actually has a lot to do with your shoulder blades. And I got a couple questions about that video we put out, so I figured, screw it, let's make another video because I like making videos, and you guys hopefully like watching them, so let me give you some shit you can use, right? So, the whole idea, where do I start? So one of the biggest problems that people have these days, and you hear me refer back to this a lot, is that just by nature, we're very front chain dominant, meaning that everything we do, we're in our abs, we're in our chest, we're in our shoulders, we're in our hip flexors and our quads, and just, you know, from the societal habits we have, like sitting around, sitting at a desk, driving in a car, just being very, you know, less active, especially after the past year, we've gotten to the point where our bodies kind of bend forward and everything we do is right here. Now, there's a lot of reasons why that's bad and why it's not good for you, but in terms of getting a bigger chest, what happens is when you start getting all collapsed forward like this, your pec muscle, like, just to kind of dumb it down a little bit, I know this isn't the proper explanation, your chest muscle connects pretty much from here to here, right? It's more complicated than that. I'm trying to keep it simple, right? So when this muscle gets tight, right, it's in this shortened state and you really can't contract the muscle the right way. So I know a bunch of people at the other facility that I used to work with, you know, about a year or so ago, they come in and they do chest every day. But they're always asking me, like, Jay, why can't I get a bigger chest? Well, the reason why you can't get a bigger chest is because your back muscles, your upper back, your shoulder blades, your traps, your rhomboids, all that stuff that kind of keeps you upright and in place, those muscles get to the point where, especially after the past year, just with the, you know, with the pandemic and everybody being less active than what they've been, and a lot of us working from home sitting like this all day, your shoulder blades, right? And if you remember me from a couple of videos, I said 90% of the problems you have, pain, injury, stuff like that, most of them can either come back to something that's going on with your shoulder blades or the foot and the ankle. Like 90% of the shit that's wrong with you, it's gonna come back to that, right? So what happens is people get to the point where they're doing their bench exercises and their shoulder blades start getting elevated and separated like this. And when you're doing that, you can see how my chest muscle kind of compresses in and gets shorter, right? So now when I'm going to do my bench press exercise, you're laying down the bench, you're going to do your exercise, right? Most people bring their neck off the bench like this, which is fucking wrong, right? And you're trying to work these exercises, but the muscle can't get proper activation because you never get a chance to properly lengthen and load the muscle and bring it back to the front, right? So one of the things I started doing years ago when my shoulder started going on me, where I was recovering from a bad back injury and a lot of other stuff just from doing shit the wrong way, right? That's how I learned this stuff. I started realizing that human beings are meant to be back chain dominant, meaning everything that we're designed to do, you're designed to stabilize through your shoulder blades, your lats, your glutes, your hamstrings, your calves, all through the backside of your body. Over time, we've gotten to the point where we're just by habit front chain dominant, but you want to be back chain dominant, all right? That's a whole other topic I can nerd out on. We're just going to leave it at that, right? So you need a good foundation to push and stabilize yourself off of when you're doing your chest exercise. You can see just by me standing here, when I squeeze my shoulder blades together like this, right? You see how it kind of opens up and expands out my chest. It lengthens out the muscle that's right here, and your muscles are like rubber bands. You got to be able to create tension on them to stretch and redirect. So now by squeezing my shoulder blades together, giving it a better base to push off of, squeezing my shoulder blades, my lats, your shoulder blades and lats are very important. You're able to open up your chest muscles more so you can get a better bench. So one of the things I'm gonna do real quick, I'm gonna show you 2 quick little tricks you can use to get better shoulder blade activation today, like right now, without having a stronger back, right? Without doing the exercise and increasing the strength for your shoulder blades. But at the same time, we're also going to show you in the next coming video some different exercises you could do long-term to fix the problem, so you don't need these little tricks and tips. Try saying that 5 times faster, right? So let's take a look at what we got. So the first little hack we're gonna go over is the floor press, right? Now, a lot of people, some of you guys have seen this exercise before, a lot of you guys have never heard of it before. A floor press is pretty much a bench press, right? Whether you're doing dumbbells, barbells, whatever, from the floor, ergo the name of floor press, right? Now, one of the things we're gonna use, this is a block, right? I made one of these like 4 years ago as a joke because I needed a piece of equipment for something, and now I got like fucking 16 of these things because it's like seriously one of the most versatile tools I have. All it is, it's 4 different yoga blocks duct taped together that makes a pad that's better than any pad you're gonna buy in the market. So if you're looking to get something like this, go on Amazon, just get 4 yoga blocks, duct tape them together. It's ghetto as shit, but you're not gonna find anything that works better than this. I'm telling you right now, right? So what a floor press is, if you follow me down real quick, right? What a floor press is you're on the floor, right? Whether you're doing a bar or dumbbells or whatever, and from the floor, you're pressing up and down as you go, right? So imagine I got a set of dumbbells in my hand, I'm doing my floor press, right? Now, the main problem with this exercise is this. Look at my elbows, right? When I come down to here, the ground is restricting how far I can go down on the exercise. You see that? So I don't get all the way down to my chest. So I'm kind of limited as far as the range of motion I go. And as a matter of fact, like if you got 135, 225, 315 pounds, whatever, on that bar, and you're letting your radius and your ulna, your arm buttons, your arm bones slam into the ground, that's no good. That's bad. You can break your arm. So one of the tools we use is the Bosu ball, what I'm gonna show you in the next part of the video, but we also use this floor pad, right? So what I'm gonna do, and you can do it one of two ways. You can do it long ways, like I like to do sometimes, right? So the tips of my shoulder blades are on the pad, my butt's on the floor, so I have that wider base to press off of. I'm actually gonna push my shoulder blades together and down into the pad, and if you notice, now my elbows are able to go all the way down without hitting the floor. Right now, I have a stronger neck, so I'm able to support the weight of my neck, right? And I'm just gonna go up and down. I can keep my hips down as I'm doing my bench press, or I can elevate my hips up and get that arch that a lot of powerlifters want to get, which the whole idea of the arch, you're engaging the hamstrings, you're engaging the glutes, you're engaging the lats, you're engaging the back chain of the body, you get better activation. That activation opens up your shoulder joint, so now when you press, it's more pecs, it's less shoulder. It's less rotator cuff, less chance of injury, right? So if you're using your pecs more, you're gonna get a better chest out of it. Only thing we did was change how we activated our back, right? Now, a lot of people, they don't like it that way, they want to support their head. So what we do is we turn the pad sideways, right? Now my head's supported, it's nice, it's lovely, right? You can still see how if I had a bar, the bar would be just about down to my chest, but I still have room, my arms aren't hitting the ground anymore. It's almost like I'm doing a bench press now on the bench, except now my feet are a little more elevated, right? I can still hold that butt bridge if I want, and all I would do from here is I'm going up and down, and as I come down, if you look into my shoulders, I'm driving my shoulders into the pad. I'm actually pushing my arms into the pad, which completely opens up my shoulders, so now when I go to press up, it's all pecs. Where if you watch, right, a lot of people come down, they don't get the support, they let their shoulders round in, and then when they come up, they're pushing through the shoulders. Where me, I can squeeze my shoulder blades together and down into the pad, try to pinch in between my shoulders, and bam, and I'm right back up. And it gives me a ton more room to move around my chest versus through my shoulder joint, all right? Let's see the next part right now. All right, cool. So now we're gonna show you how we use this same exact method with the Bosu ball, all right? Now, if you take a look at the two Bosu balls we have here, these are the Bosu ball elites, all right? Most of you guys watch this videos have seen Bosu balls before. You've seen the blue variations, which are the ones typically you see in most gyms these days. These have a thicker style of rubber, and they're not as bouncy as much. Like if you ever stepped in a Bosu ball, you know it's got a lot of give and a lot of wobbliness to it, which because it's a balance training tool, right? Where these are a little more firm, all right? And it's easier to push and generate force into the ball and get better stabilization out of it, right? Now I also have the risers, all right, for these also because you can just do more stuff with them, all right? Now, I know a lot of you guys have never seen the stacks before. A lot of you guys might not have the stacks available. So I'm gonna show you both variations from the floor, which is just as good, but I'm also gonna show you elevated because I think, especially if you're gonna be using heavier weights, it's easier just to sit down like you're doing a typical bench press. Like, let me show you real quick, right? Let me get a set of dumbbells. All right, so I like doing them raised for this particular reason, right? The reason why I like doing them when you're raised, obviously these are only 30-pound dumbbells. I worked out already today. I'm not trying to show off, I'm old, right? But you can see how much easier it is to get in to your presses when you're doing your exercise. Right now, this is a better angle, so I'm gonna have Nick show it. So watch where my shoulder goes into the ball, right? So I'm here, now I also rotate a lot too. When I come down, it's easier for me to drive my shoulders into the ball and try to press into the ball. And you can see how much surface area I have behind my shoulders. Get behind, watch back here. Think about a regular bench. You're like half off the bench because you're on this narrow piece of wood and you can't get any drive through your shoulder blades, especially if you get a bad rotator cuff. I'm able to drive down into the ball and stabilize the entire backside of my shoulder. Look how open my chest is. So now when I go and I press up, it puts me in the best possible position to not engage my rotator cuff and shoulder muscles that are usually hurting me during this. And I got a bad left shoulder too. And I can really open up the chest muscles. I could also butt bridge up from here if I wanted to, right? And really get some extra force and drive into the back of the legs, staying back chain dominant, right? My glutes are activated. because my glutes are activated, I get better activation with my lats. That helps keep everything pulled down and back. And I'm really able to open up the chest as I go. All right? Now, more than likely, a lot of you guys will be doing your Bosu ball presses, if you try with the Bosu ball, on the floor just like this, just simply because you don't have the risers. I mean, you might be able to find some boxes or something to stack them up on, right? But you always want to make sure you're going to be safe with it. Now, this is just as good of an exercise as using the stacks. Here's why I'm not a fan of this way as much. Because if you're working out by yourself, right, it's a little hard. I mean, look, these are 30-pound dumbbells. I'm not going to have a hard time getting them up, but 50-pound dumbbells, 60-pound dumbbells, 80-pound dumbbells, for those of you guys who go that heavy. Ladies, some of you guys might be using 20s or 25s, it might be heavy to you. It's not as easy to get the weight up from this position here. You kind of got to like get it up over your arms, right? You can get them up, but you might have to get up those heavier weights you'd want to get, where sitting down in the box is like getting into a regular seated bench press, right? And then from here, right, my hips are down, same exact motion. This is kind of like an incline press. I'm able to drive my shoulders into the ball while I'm doing the exercise. Watch, Nick, get behind me. Look when I come down, look at where my shoulders meet the ball, right? Look how much of a connection I have into that ball. Look how wide my back is, and look how much of that back is going into the ball. There's so much surface area to support a good foundation to push off of from there, where, like if you look at one of the benches over there, that little fucker is skinny. Like look, if I go to sit down on here, right? Come on over this way. I don't know what the fuck that is. If I go to sit down on this bench, right, stand right here, look at my shoulder. Look how much of my shoulder is hanging off the bench. I don't really have anything to push my shoulders into to give me support for that exercise to drive. And I got a bad left shoulder. Even just being like this, I can feel it. Where when I'm on the Bosu ball, I get almost no shoulder pain when I do these exercises. Now, another thing you can do also, right, let's say you don't have a bench, right? I'm a huge fan of doing barbell floor presses. So what I would do, right, I've done this before. You'd have your barbell, right? You'd have your safety rack, you have your safety bars set up, and then using your squat rack, because how many times do you guys go to the gym and there's no benches, right? So what you do, you'd have your little safety bars that come out, right? And all I would do, I'm bringing myself, because how many times do you go to the gym and you need somebody to spot you, but you don't want to ask somebody because you don't want to bother them, right? Where now, I can take, we're visualizing right now, right? I can take my bar off, I'm here, I'm doing my barbell chest presses, and when I'm done, I throw it right back inside of the rack. I'm able to get the benefit of a bigger base to brace my back through. I can get my hips up, better body positioning. I'm still able to do a ton of weight with the bar, down and up, because like, let me ask you this, let me turn around, show them those balls up there. That's a stability ball, right? So typically what'll happen in the past is I used to have clients sit on the ball, roll under the bar after they set up the bench press, and they're doing benches on it, and it's a great exercise. The problem is not everybody has the same level of balance, so you might feel like you're gonna fall off of that thing. I mean, I'm not gonna say you can't fall off the floor, because I guarantee you there's gonna be somebody who figures out the way to fall off the floor, but like, you're not going anywhere. It's a more stable base of support with a wider area for you to squeeze your shoulder blades on. This is gonna take all the pain out of your back, out of your shoulder. And the reason why this works is this, right? When I go to bench, we're meant to be back chain dominant. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and back, right? My hips are behind my shoulders. Now everything from my hips, my glutes, my lats, my shoulder blades, my traps, my rhomboids, they're engaged for me to stay engaged and press while I use my chest exercises, right? So the Bosu ball and the floor press we did with that yoga pad downstairs are two phenomenal tools for immediately eliminating pain from your bench days, from your chest press days. Ladies, if you're doing dumbbell chest presses in your classes, guys, if you're going in and it's Monday and it's International Chest Day, this is a very easy system and a method you can use today to increase your bench, along with some of the other exercises we'll show you in the coming videos to kind of, you know, get those muscles stronger so you don't need these training tools. But I'm gonna tell you right now, like, I haven't benched off of a bench in like fucking 3 years. I'm either doing the pad or I'm doing the Bosu ball because I get so much more out of it, all right? So guys, hopefully that helped you out. If you like this video, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up below. It really helps us out with the algorithms. And leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know what you thought about it. Let us know how you helped us out. And if you liked the video, do me a favor, depending where you see this, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Don't forget to follow us and subscribe to our channels and our pages, so this way you can always stay up to date with more content like this. Like I said, hopefully I helped you guys out with this one. And if you have a topic you're having trouble with, don't forget to reach out to us, because we do video requests with people during the week, and you never know, your request might be the next video we put up on our channel. Thanks for stopping by. See you in the next one.